Instead, get off 4 miles before and go this way. So you want to choose a mentor and you want to become coachable, able for somebody to coach you. Coachable. You don't want to find a mentor and then you're spending your time battling them. You don't want to be the Dennis Rodman of basketball. You're making a spectacle. You're shooting some shots, but most of your fame is because of the spectacle and not because of the deals or the games you've won. You definitely want to make sure that you focus on becoming a top producer. Now, I see Facebook user. You just gave me a few hundreds. Can you tell me who you are? Because I'm my former show, but I appreciate you, appreciating the information that I'm sharing. So you want to focus on becoming successful in real estate. You want to focus on making real estate a lifestyle change and branding yourself as a real estate investor or agent, because that is what's going to make people want to work with you. Not people who see 1 minute you're doing real estate, then the next minute you're on social media, you're selling this, you're selling that. The next minute you're looking all positive, then you're trying to be very negative. People buy your brand, and so you want to be consistent. You want to be consistent. The other thing you want to do to become very successful in real estate, you got to let people know you're in real estate. If I looked at your bio on your Facebook page, does it say anything about real estate? How do people know you're in real estate if they don't see it anywhere on your social media? If you see me post a property you like, be willing. Hi again, Jesus. Okay, so if you see a property that I've posted, ask me, can I repost it? Can I do the deal with you? What are the numbers in it? That's what wholesaling is all about, working together, doing deals together. And if you see other people's deals, ask them, do you mind if I repost that? Because you want to draw attention so people know that you're in real estate. And they're not going to know it if you're never posting anything real estate. Real estate investor, mentor, coach, and a real estate broker can share you how to promote and market your brand in real estate according to whether you're an agent or a real estate investor. And I want you to understand, no matter what, most people, like when you join our real estate, whether you become one of my agents or you become a real estate investor, the first thing we give you is a workbook like this. And inside this workbook is everything, worksheets, welcome to the group. Everything is in this. I don't even want to go into it. I took some of the scripts that are in it, and some of these things I do share on the RIA meetup, but not to the level of when you're one-on-one training and coaching with me. And I like to deal with people on an individual basis. So I say that most people get into real estate because they want to earn more money or they like the lifestyle, but you don't get in at the same mindset. So the first thing we do is when you connect with us or you say, Wendy, I want you to be my coach or mentor. Then when you enroll in one of the programs, we do a game plan with you. We have a conversation with you to see where you are and where you want to end up. And then we give you a specific game plan. Everybody gets the workbook. Whether you're a real estate investor, we have one for you. If you're a real estate agent, there's a workbook for you. And that real estate workbook is called Becoming a Top Producer. Everything is in it from my experience and the experience of the people. But you still have to work a game plan. And so our goal is to figure out a game plan you will implement. And one of the things you want to do is look at the hours you can put into real estate. don't say you want to be successful in real estate and you don't put time into it. If you say I only have 4 hours a week for my real estate because I have a full-time job, then you want to make sure those 4 hours are being used to do things that are going to make you money. You want to use your 4 hours as lucratively as possible. But if you have 20 hours, then you have a different schedule you need to implement. You have to carve out time in your everyday life. And I find it's harder for moms and for stay-at-home fathers to carve out the time. They don't understand how to put the kids aside so they could do their work. And I know, because when I started, I had 3 babies, 2 in Pampers, 1 just coming out. And so I know they can be attention grabbers, but you've got to figure out a team that helps you to watch those children at a certain time. My daughter is in her early 30s, and I had to tell her that. She has 2 babies in Pampers. And I had to say to her, listen, Shan, you have to figure out time to get your real estate work done. So you need a team. Sometimes I have her kids for a night, and that gives me time to spend with my grandchildren, but it gives her time to go do real estate. Sometimes their other grandmother has them, but she's carved out time. Sometimes they spend time, their dad is watching them. But she has figured out a way to say these many hours are going into my real estate. If real estate is the vehicle that's going to change your life, you've got to make time for it. You've got to make time for it. And you've got to make sure the time you've made for it, you're doing money-making activities, not being on social media, not whining and complaining. So part of the time when you are saying I'm doing my real estate is you've got to know what you need to be doing. You have to carve out time to study and to learn, a process or something new. If you're going to be a wholesaler, you've got to put time in marketing for wholesaling deals. If you're a real estate agent, you've got to have time with being in front of a seller, taking a listing, being in front of a buyer, making sure they're seeing properties. These are the money-making activities. Being on social media is not going to get you money if you're never posting on social media. And then if you're posting all the time, nothing but real estate, nobody's going to want to know you. And so you have to understand the formula. If you're going to post 3 things that are personal, 2 things that are business. So for every 3 times you put regular posts, you want to post something business. And people will reach out to you. I can't tell you how many deals I get because I posted something on social media that's a property, that the numbers make sense. That's the other thing as a real estate investor. If you have a deal and the numbers don't make sense, nobody wants that deal. It's if the numbers don't make sense and then the terms are not good, nobody wants that deal. But when you learn real estate properly, I promise you, you're passing deals. When you go to the supermarket, when you go to the gym, when you walk in your neighborhood, you're passing deals. Because in this economy, there's properties that are going into foreclosure. There's properties that are probate sales. There's over 800. They say there's over 800,000 people that have died in the U.S. alone from COVID. And so let's just say it was 2,000 people, and some of them are in your community. There's houses that are probate situations. There's houses that are pre-foreclosures. There's houses where there's the highest divorce rate is because of COVID. So there's properties that need to be sold because of a divorce situation. The market is there. You just now need somebody to guide you and show you how to navigate in that market. And you've got to commit to doing the work. I can't say that enough, because most of the people I coach and mentor are people that say to me, but I was following this guy because he's on, this show or that show, but when I joined his program, I got a book and I got this stuff, but I don't even understand it. That's not going to help you. You need a game plan that's going to show you how to take step by step and what steps you need as you do the deal to guide you to a closing table. And I say once you've done 3 deals, now you can say you're familiar with being a wholesaler, a real estate agent, a real estate investor, a fixer and a flipper, a person that holds property, and you're a landlord. You've got to do a few deals to understand, So it's very, very important that you get that, you're not going to get there without having somebody hold your hand and guide you. The market is there. You have to figure out who's going to help you to do the closing. So if you're involved in a coaching or mentoring program, stick it out to the closing. If you're with a coaching program that's not working for you, then I would say connect. I'd be happy to help you, but don't be a person that sits around wishing that you would get your why accomplished, wishing that this 2020 is going to become epic for you. Or don't become a person that sits around and watches everybody else around them succeeding. And they're just, on social media, liking everything other people are doing, but not doing the stuff they need to do to succeed themselves. Become the person that makes it happen. And that's a mindset. That's something you learn. It's something you cultivate. You have to work on your mindset. And, we teach you everything you need to know about wholesaling is in this book, everything. But what's not in this book is somebody to hold your hand. You need somebody, yourself, and if you're trying to become successful and do something you've never done, which is make more money than you've ever made, then you've got to do what you've never done and learn how to do the stuff that's in this book. And that's why you need somebody to mentor you and hold your hand. Money is a byproduct of what you have learned. I remember when I first got started in real estate, my broker, Chuck McGill, used to say he'd literally take his hand and act like he's putting money in his pocket. And he'd say, some of you are not going to be successful because money, and he'd put his hand in his pocket, he'd say is a direct result of how many people you've helped. And in this COVID environment, in this transition that the whole world is going through, people need help. They need people that understand how to help them through the real estate issues that they're having. And you won't know that if you're brand spanking new. People think it's all about, I got this house for $100,000 and I can fix it up for $20,000. I'm going to add my $5,000, wholesaling fee. So I need to find somebody who's going to buy it from me for at least $105 and be able to put in the $20,000 worth of work so they could sell it for $200 so I can make my $5,000. It's more to real estate than the numbers are important to know. But the thing that people do not succeed, the thing that causes people to fail the most, is they do not have a coach or a mentor. They do not have a community where they can ask questions, where they can, have somebody to speak to. There's a lot of people in the Atlanta area that I happen to have coached because I was a VP of a REIA for a couple of years, and some of them had no clue. But because they were in that environment and could come and ask questions, and I implemented the Yellow Letter Mentoring program in some of the REIAs, people could come to me when I'd come to present it and question me, and they became more successful. You need to be in a community. You need to be able to ask questions, and you need to not feel like you're asking stupid questions. But if you ask a question and you get an answer and you don't implement it, then your why might be something you need to revisit. Because when you really know why you want to do this, nothing is going to stop you. When I figured out that real estate was the thing that was going to give me the lifestyle I was living when I was promoting the other kind of bricks and keys, that's, giving people keys to houses would do for me. It changed everything for me. Nothing stopped me. I went to places where people knew I didn't know what I was talking about, but I guarantee you when I came back, I knew, and I was more successful than the first time because I never let any situation not help me learn. And that's what I want to do for you. I want you to really commit to changing how you think. I want you not to look for everything free in real estate because you're sending mixed signals. You want everything for free, but you want people to pay you. It's mixed signals. You get what you put out, and you kind of change the energy. I have never had a mentor that I didn't go into their community and be positive in their community and then choose a program they had that I could afford or that I had to stretch myself to get, and then complete that program and then move on to their next level. Some of my mentors I didn't know before. Now I can hold conversations with them. Some of my mentors are people like Les Brown, Fabian Fredrickson, E.T. I can go on and on and on. Some of them are real estate people. Some are people that keep my mindset in a positive place. You need to figure out what you need to get you moving in your real estate business, and then you have to keep moving. You have to keep moving. Real estate is changing. It's changing. And if you want to stay the same, you're going to lose a lot of money. Lose a lot of money because the money is available. Properties are selling. Properties are selling. Some are taking a little longer. Some are taking a different kind of negotiating. Some are taking longer building rapport with the sellers and really showing them that you care. But real estate is moving. And anything under 500,000 is not staying on the market. The things that are staying on the market a little longer are the higher price point properties, which means now if you're doing $1 million deals, you have to be able to market and communicate with people that will buy $1 million deals. And you've got to build relationships. You now need a bigger list of names that will buy in that community, but a lot more people are buying the lower price point. A lot more people, as COVID is exiting, are going to be renting. They're going to be doing things like Airbnb, short-term rentals, long-term rentals, because some people are being put out of their homes. But the people that have the wherewithal to invest in real estate, to understand how to do the deals and partner people up, because that's basically what a real estate investor does. You partner a person who has a real estate issue with a person that wants to buy it. And you put a deal together and you sell the deal. A real estate agent, you literally partner with a person that's either listed the property or a seller that you list yourself, and then you find buyers to take to those properties. And when you put the two together, you get your commission. You got to become better at doing that. You got to understand how to do that now, because so many people are doing real estate, or at least saying they're doing real estate. And I think because so many people are getting into real estate, you're going to see the rules of the game change even more, because people are coming out and saying they're an expert and they haven't even closed a property yet. So they're doing things wrong because they don't want to invest in a coach, or they're thinking they know everything and then they go and do it their way, and they refuse to get involved with somebody that can mentor them and guide them. This is why real estate agents cannot work without working under a broker, because the broker becomes responsible for your behaviors and the things you know or don't know. And so the same thing to me should happen for investors. Not that you need a broker, but you need somebody to hold your hand and guide you and show you what you need to do. And once you do that, I paid about $7,000 for my first program with Robert Allen. And all of it wasn't for his program. It was a week-long program. I had to leave South Bronx, go to San Diego, which was a shock in itself. The way people were living there was nothing but money. And so I had to, like, it was like a get comfortable in that space. And then meeting him and the things he was sharing, I was like, if it were that simple, why isn't everybody doing it? And when I got there, the class had over 3,000 people sign up. But at the end, there were less than 300 that stuck it out for the whole week and did everything he said. And all of us left owning property. All of us that stayed left owning property. And it wasn't lying about owning property. We left there doing everything he said. But if I guarantee you, I have made that money over and over and over. I've made that money by how I've gotten the properties, rented the properties, learned more about real estate, taught people about real estate, all from what I invested in then. My broker, Chuck McGill, may he rest in peace, I did everything he told me, including when he said, the mentor you need right now, you're going to be a superstar. You need Mike Ferry to train you, and he's going to be in town this at the Adria Inn this Saturday. You need to be there. I went, and I never looked back. I started paying Mike Ferry $295 a month to coach me. And I grew in success, and then I was paying him $1,000 a month. I knew Tom Ferry when Mike was saying he needs to get a haircut. And then now Mike Ferry is also one of my mentors. But I've made that money back over and over and over. So the point I'm trying to make to you, don't look at your investment in yourself as a waste of money. If you implement what you learn, the money will multiply. It will come back to you over and over and over and over again. But if you don't, you will be leaving money at the table. And one of the things you don't want to do is invest in a program and then spend all your time fighting what you invested for. If the mentor says you have to do this amount of marketing, don't do less. Don't ignore the marketing factor. If the coach, the mentor says you have to learn how to analyze a deal, don't argue about that, because everything the coach or mentor is telling you is to make you better. The coach or mentor understands that if you succeed, you're a testimony, but if you don't, it was a waste of both your energies. I don't know any investor or mentors that want to sign up people and they really care about your success just to get the money you signed up. It's a waste. And so for me, I'm at the point of my career where I talk to the people and they've got to be willing to do the work. They've got to be willing to do the work. There's only but so many times I will listen to a sad story without you coming to me and saying, this is my situation, but I think this is my solution. Can you help me implement the solution? I'm not good at listening to people always whining and complaining, and then you give them a solution and you come back, they come back 2 weeks later, they've not done the solution, but they want you to listen to them whine and complain again. It's a waste of energy on both parts. So take something from tonight. I encourage you to implement it. Implement it. Make a decision to focus on your why. Make a decision to hustle some bricks and keys, okay? Make that decision. Very, very important. If you will figure out how to really succeed in real estate and really learn what you need to learn in real estate and then implement what you've learned, the money will come. You won't be able to stop the money. And so I really encourage you, choose a mentor. And if you heard something that I shared that makes you feel like, I think I want to work with you, I encourage you to go over to the website www.yellowlettermentoring.com, and you'll see a program that fits your price point, fits the things you need to learn. And if you belong to our RIA meetup, I encourage you to communicate with me before you sign on one of the programs, because we give really good discounts to people that are in the group that really want to succeed. And so I encourage you to commit to your real estate career and commit to choosing a mentor. With that being said, I really appreciate you hanging out with me tonight. We've been on almost an hour. I hope you got something out of it. We have people on more than one platform who listened in tonight, so I appreciate you guys. And I hope you got something that was helpful. And if you're in the RIA meetup and you have questions, or you're one of my agents and you have questions, feel free to texting me or messaging me, and I'll be happy to help you. I'll be happy to help you move on. Hey there, Sherry. How are you? This is all about real estate, sweetheart. So I don't know if you're interested in real estate, but I'm looking forward to having you on the prayer call on Monday. And I think the community is also excited about that. And thank you, Duke. I appreciate you appreciating tonight's teaching. And so everybody else, again, thank you for hanging out with me tonight. I hope it's been helpful. And hopefully we'll see each other on the other side of one of the mentoring programs. Talk to you soon, guys. Bye.